Welcome to this series where we are doing a realistic early start for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Now, before I get started, I want to apologize for my voice because I seem to be developing a cold which seems to have gone straight to my throat. If my voice starts to break, I apologize for that in advance. Now, before we get started, I'd like to say a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. Again, you guys give me so much to think about. I just want to give you a little bit of feedback. I did get a question about why I was starting close to the NATO office, and of course that was the preferred choice by the community. Also, I think what I'd really like to do is showcase some of the Western vehicles, because in the past it was never really an option. And of course, playing realistic mode, if you haven't got a direct connection to the NATO crossing point, you can't use the vehicles anyway now. You can't just purchase them on the border anymore in realistic mode. Now, I also got another comment about the size of my town and the need to push out and get down off this plateau as quickly as possible. So I thought what I would do is I'll just talk a little bit about my plan going forward, but not without too much detail. Now, what I'm hoping is to get a population in here of about, say, 12 to 1500, and that will be the max population. I'm not going to expand any further than that. And the idea is to make this town into being pretty self-sufficient, both in its own resources and then, more importantly, with other materials. One of the ways to avoid having to take out loans is to produce enough resources for your construction industry to get going. And and this is partly going to be the focus of this video, because what I would like to do is get to a point where all the base construction resources are being produced in this area, probably from logs. I mean, we're going to be using a lot of mods. I'll be completely upfront. We won't be building any major buildings, because the other problem is I can't really build a major industry here because we don't have the space. Because I mean, if I show you the terrain map, we've got very little flat areas to put large buildings on. You see, we've got some really big buildings here, but what we can do is put small buildings. So the idea is to get the town self-sufficient. I had some real fun trying to get this road up to the gravel quarry because I couldn't be able to level any terrain. So I was trying to get pathways through. This is why and the idea is that we got the gravel quarries up there. We're probably looking at putting a rock crusher around here, because what I want to try and do is get some industries within walking distance of the town, so that I don't have to use buses, because buses consume fuel. Now, the really dirty industries are going to be over here and over here. And by dirty industries, I'm talking about, as somebody suggested in the comments, making coal from logs. There's also a way we can make bitumen like that. Hopefully we might be able to, if we can get enough production, get a tiny steel mill going. By tiny steel mill, I'm probably talking something like, where is it? Tiny. We've got a tiny ironworks. See, I mean, that's another possible option, that if we can build a tiny ironworks, we can save money by bringing in iron ore and converting it ourselves. We've also got a tiny steel mill here. True, it only produced 1.4 tons of steel, but it will substantially cut our costs, especially if we can produce the coal from logs. So what we're going to have is a lot of logging industry around here, which is why I've actually seeded all this in here. And the other thing I would like to do is possibly make our own concrete and cement, and asphalt. So the idea is probably the construction industries like asphalt and concrete will be over here, because as somebody pointed out, we need to expand off this plateau relatively quickly. So the idea is going to be to get down here, get some coal industry going, because as soon as we get a coal mine down here, we're producing coal, because we're going to have to build a small town down here as well. And the idea will be is that then some of the industry up here can fall out of some of the industry up here can fall away, because we won't need it, because safe to make logs use logs to make into coal. And then of course what we could do is ship the coal up here to support the tiny industry steel mill up here. And more importantly, then we'll be looking at building a bridge across here. And there's also, somebody suggested, is getting a port here, or maybe we can start shipping some stuff around the map as well. So that's the direction we're going to go, but that's going to be a long way, and I think the key is we've got to be a little bit careful. Now, what I want to do in this part is carry on working on this town, put in some local industries. I've got a list in front of me of the things I want to do, but we're probably not going to get all of it done in this part. Now, the first thing I need to do is I want to start building a road in from here. Now, what I've got to do first is actually do a little bit of a trick. I'm just going to delete that section of road there. So I'm separating these two apart. Now, the reason for that is I want to set up a construction industry here. But of course, the first thing I'm going to need to do is put in a free gas station. We're going to put the free gas station in here. The road we're going to upgrade is this one here, because the other thing I want to do is build the farm using the workforce from here. So we got that there. We're going to need this small free distribution office there, like that. And what I'm going to do now is come here, and we're going to buy a oil tanker, 2.6 tons. The distance isn't great. This holds 20 tons, but we won't be putting 20 tons in there. I'm just looking to try and save some money. Back to the oil tanker. This is 4,000, and this gives me. This is 6,000. This is 2,000. That's only what. That's a bit. Actually, that one's not bad. Actually, for another $1,000, we can get this one, the Mac AC. That's too small. Don't really need a big one. When they're all, it's 25 tons. I think we'll buy this. And then we're gonna here load, then unload there, and we'll set that to 30%. Now you see the oil tanker's coming out, and what he should do is go into there. We'll pick up the fuel, and then he should have enough fuel to be able to do that. Now the reason I broke the road is that if he could find the gas station that's up here, what will happen is he will wander off across the map, and I've actually had this happen to me before. So when you're starting this, you've got to break that connection. So we're going to tell him to pick up that fuel. Just make sure, yeah. So what he will do now is go and get the fuel and get that going. So we're in business. Gonna let the game run slowly, because the next thing I want to do is get a small construction office here. Okay, we're going to put a free one in. Put it there. And what I want here is I'll just set everything to there. Doesn't make. And then we're dollars. Right, we need an excavator. So I'm gonna have to get an eerie one here, because this has got the max best speed for $16,000. This one's more expensive. Yeah, we're gonna get we'll get an eerie steam shovel, and I think we'll get the big dumpers as well, because we're going to shift a lot of gravel, and eventually these dumpers can be used to bring the gravel down from the quarries. We're going to get 2 of those. That will fill up that area there. This guy should be happy. Wait. Of course, always amuses me the fact that he can't refuel when he's actually dropping off fuel. He has to come out and go back in again to fill up his what we call it. What we're going to do is get rid of all these. Leave them on roads for auto search. and then I want you grab all that, and that in. Get him going. Okay, you need a nudge there. And for the moment, I'm just going to leave this road broken. I don't want this construction crew wandering off in that direction. And I don't want this construction crew wandering back the opposite way. Because, right, you've got that built there. And I don't want you doing buildings. Can you stop, please? Right, we've got 2 roads there. I'm going to have to buy a local dumper here. I don't want to use that. Okay, I'm going to have to reconnect that road because I want a big dumper because we're moving so much gravel. We just come here, cut this button there, dollars. We'll get the big tractor in from there. And of course, I probably haven't. Okay, where's this guy gone? Oh, he still needs to give this guy a bit of gravel. Oh no, he's got to deliver to this one. Anyway, what we're going to do is just get this moving forward. What I'll do is put this here. And I'll just have to keep an eye on these so that they don't they keep busy with the jobs that they've got. In fact, I'll actually manually. Well, he's picked them up anyway. So, and the idea is to push the gravel through to here. Right, we finally got there. Now, so what we're going to do now is start planning our town. Now, I think I've done the construction. I'm kind of debating on putting a bus stop here. If you zoom in carefully, I've moved the road junction over a little bit. But I'm not sure about that. But one thing I do want to put in, which is on my list, is I need to put a university in. Now, what I'm going to go for is, that's quite big. But it needs 200 boards and 15 tons of gravel. I think maybe if we put this in. Now I want this to be kind of far enough away that I can get footpaths in on each side. In fact, if we put that in there, can I get a footpath in? Yes, I can get a footpath through there. Footpath in through there. So we've now got a university. Now the other thing I'm thinking is loyalty monuments for our students, our actual loyalty. I'm not sure. I don't want anything expensive. I mean, the TV tower would be nice, but it's a bit out of context. Yeah, I think I'll leave the monuments to later on. We'll just let the game run slowly. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I've actually kind of tested this, and I've got a bit of problem with the sewage. And I've kind of not exactly. Oh, we got a new vehicle type actually. Haha. What is that? Your comrades are from the nearly very few People's Republic to introduce a new type. We've got a NAM 1. I just want to have a look at that. I've got to keep an eye on what vehicles come in now. I'm hoping it's probably a personal car, but it would also... So we've only got... I was hoping that we got a police car. I was hoping that it would actually be for security, but it's not, is it? It's just gonna have a police car. And that's, oh well, that's the way it is. We haven't gained any new vehicles. Well, that's the way it goes. Back to sewage. Now, I've got a bit of a problem with the sewage because we don't actually have a proper lake water here. So what I've got to do is cobble something together, and I had to kind of experiment a little bit with this. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a sewage discharge. The only one we can actually use is this one, the terrestrial discharge. Now, one thing I found is that if you put this too close to the lake, it will distort the lake itself. So it's got to be back a little bit. Now, my original plan was for the trucks to drop off on this, but it can't because there's no road connection. Plan B was, can't remember what plan B was actually now, was to set up a drop-off point somewhere and then run the pipes through. What I found is we got these Cloacia Maxima from Nova, and you see these have actually got a road connection. What I'm going to do is just get this high enough. So what I've got to have to do is build a sewage pipe, but I don't want it to be too long because sewage pipes are quite expensive. So what I'm hoping is that if I put you, I mean, you're below that level. Maybe I can push in about there. And then what we'll have to do is go underground. Of course, the problem is we're going to have this sewage pipe actually uses, if I build it, you watch, you see the pipe there, that actually needs prefab. So we're going to have to build this, you are getting prefabs from the NATO side. So we're going to have to put a pipe in there. That gives me a connection to there. Just turn that off. And then what we're going to need to do is build a road from here. Try and keep it a little bit straight. Actually, no, we're kind of shorten the distance because it's got to go to, oh, no, it's horrible. My finger twitched just at the last moment. Do that again. So we're going to have to build a road out to here. Now, if I show you the available sewage trucks, come into here. We got, at the moment, all we got is Stanley steamers, and which, I mean, the steamer can carry a fair amount of sewage, but they're very, but 22 kilometers an hour. But if I come over to NATO, these guys are going like a train, aren't they? It's the distance. If I come over to NATO, we've got a couple of trucks here, but they carry relatively small amounts. So what I'm thinking is that once we get into here, I've got the mod which in cargo station, which comes with the military construction mod, and if I can find it, it's in here. It looks like this, and what you can do is park a sewage truck here, and then the sewage small sewage trucks can come here and transfer the sewage to a large truck, which can then send it down to here. So that's the idea, but we're not going to build this very soon. I just wanted to do this just to show you guys. Actually, put that footpath in, but I'm not going to connect it because I want to build this road in one go. So that is the sewage done. Now the next one is heating. Heating is going to be wood fired, and if I come, actually no, I want to do something else first. Sorry, apologies. Now we've got our grain bakery here, and that actually needs logs as well. I think I can get to it from here. And of course, once we upgrade the footpaths and the roads, we can get a little bit further. What I would like to do is take this out, because I'm not happy with that. And then we've got a warehouse here. And what I'd like to do is factory. Where is it? We're going to put a brewery in. And what I'd like to do is have a brewery over here, but get it far enough out so that people can walk to it as well. So we're going to put, and then the idea is we'll have a way to produce alcohol, and which can either be used for a pub, although I'm reluctant to put a pub in, but at the same time we could export the alcohol. So if we come into there, and another reason why I want to make alcohol is, if I can find it, there's this thing called a hunting hut. Oh, we got a new vehicle type. We've got a hunting hut here, which with a tiny amount of food and a tiny amount of alcohol will give us 1/2 ton of meat per day. So what you've got to do is put that in, and that I want to use that. I used it in my Four Corners series, and it does work. It's quite effective. And we're going to put the road there, and I think those roads are long enough to build. And I just want to see, these guys can get from here. How about you? No, you can't, but we may be able to improve that by putting a footpath through here. So we've now got a ability to produce alcohol. Now back to heating again. Heating plants. Now what I want to do is use this one, which produces 100 gigahertz of heat for 2 tons of wood, but it produces pollution of 1 ton a year. And what I'd like to do is get this in as close as I can, but without causing too much pollution. And at the same time, I'd like it to be in range of the workers being able to walk to it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm kind of looking at the building. It's saying 150 meters directly. I'm just trying to get out to about 100 and that distance. I think it might be a little bit too far. No, it's just right on the extreme limit. We've got that there. Now there is a possibility of pollution, but for 1 ton a year, I think we should be okay, because when I expand the town, I'm thinking about expanding it down into this area. And of course, I want to leave in a couple of spots that we can put a heat exchanger in for later on. So we've now got this here. Now the next thing, I think it's storage. What I've actually done is, what I actually did before I started the video is I went through and got the storage buildings that I actually needed. Yeah, here's the one I'm looking for. We've got vanilla small, which is 330. If I compare that with the small one here, which is 330 here. If we go back to the mod, I'm just going to add that to here. So there's vanilla small rail open. What it's got is the same capacity as the standard vanilla, but of course, unlike the standard, if I show you the standard vanilla, it's got very awkward layout with respect to the factory connections, where this one it's a bit more flexible. And what I'm looking to do is get some logs into here, and I want to kind of tilt it around a bit. I want the factory connection to be quite long, like that. Am I getting? Okay, we're gonna have to try and get this in. You can go green. Right, we're gonna have to go try and get it. That's about as close as I can get. think we could bring the road down like that. Now, what I'm also looking to do is put a cargo station out the back here, because we're going to be producing logs. So if I put the cargo station there, now what I want to do now is get a sawmill into here. Factory, charcoal kilns, raw bakery, rock crusher, hunting lodge, asphalt mixer, whole grain. Actually, am I going too far here? Let me just check the sawmill. It's a wood cutting post. Right, we've got a little carpenter's workshop here. If he produced 25 tons of boards. How much pollution do you produce? You don't produce any pollution at all. Okay. I'm certainly going to go with you. I'm going to get you in there. I'll put you there. That leaves enough space for piping. Of course, the output, the planks will go to here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is put in a wood cutting post. Come to here. Not wood, yeah, wood cutting post tip, sorry. One cuts, one a day, 7 a day. Maybe we'll just use the vanilla. And what we got here is some fairly rough terrain up here. And what I'd like to do, if we click that, and the idea is that if I can get this far enough up and away, I have to try and stretch this as far as we go, because we've got to go, it's got to go green. Got you there. So we've got the workers can get from there to there. How far across can we get? Right, but if we improve this road, we could get more workers to the heating plant. Now, the next thing is, I don't really want to let this road in through here. What I'd like to do is bring you across to there, like that. I think just as a test. You can get there. You can't. So we've only got... But if we can upgrade this to gravel, that will make a difference. And then we can extend this one out as well. And we might be able to... Oh, he can't get there because he hasn't got a footpath connection here. Trouble is, I don't want to break all these roads up. Then again, I can always rework them for construction purposes. So we're just going to hook these in. And we'll see how many of these buildings will... Yeah. Can you get there? No, you can't. You can. That's good. So what we've got now is a logging camp up here. We've got a nice area which we can keep full of trees. We've got a carpenter who can send back to here. We've got an open hole here, and we've got a heating plant. And what we can do is when this is built, we can do it. The only problem is we're going to have to build all these factory connections, and that's a bit icky sticky. And what we can do is hook you in there. So that will be the first of my log production areas, and that will feed the town's heating, and that will give us production of planks. Keep pausing this. I don't know why I keep pausing it. I think it's habit when I'm designing. Well, these guys are doing okay. How are you doing? This guy's going like a train. Just in case he gets carried away. Okay, you can get you to build through to there. How are we doing money wise? Money's going down fairly quickly, so we're gonna have to be a bit kind of careful with respect to that. I don't want to use all my dollars on construction. I want to keep some for vehicles. This guy's working his way into here, and I think you can. I'm quite happy with this road here and that road there, and probably that little bit there. Because one of the first things we're going to need to do before we start putting lots of buildings together is get this fire station operational to give us fire coverage. Right, so we've now got to this point. The next thing I would like to think about is what we got here. We got the nursery. I put a hospital in here somewhere, didn't I? Opera house. Where's the hospital? Did I get a hospital? I can't remember now. Where's the hospital? Okay, the hospital is just on this corner here. I think we got, this is a nursery block. We got residential here. We got residential there. Then if we just measure something, measurement tool. Put some residential there. So we're talking, let me just remeasure from there. So we're looking 247. That's terrain height, 247. So we're talking 200 meters out to about there. So if we can put the rock crusher here. So if we come into here, I think the rock crusher's here. Actually, let me just see if there's any other options. The rock crusher will produce about 8 tons of gravel, which isn't brilliant, but I'm not sure I've got anything else that's any good. Let me just have a quick look through and see if I can find anything that's a little bit better. We've got this one here. It says gravel processing with turnaround. The trouble is this is too big, because if I show you, I can find it. The trouble with this is it produces 12 tons of pollution, where the rock crusher, that actually produces 12 tons of pollution as well. So, so this is quite heavy with the pollution, but I feel that is too big for what we. I mean, I could put it there, but then if I'm going to do that, let's see, nuclear, plastics. Right, we just keep looking, and I'll be right back. So we got this one, which we could put here. We could, if we put it out. I mean, question is, do we go the full 9 yards and just go for full gravel production? Although we'd have to bus people out to it. I mean, what's your workforce? 20. We could do it. So say for argument's sake, we've got a, yeah, I think we can go for it, guys. I mean, we've got quite a long route here. Let me just see if there's anything. So we'd have to build it in this area. So say if I put it, we stay along the lines of the contour, you get green. So if you tilt it too much, once you cross a major contour line, then you've got to level it. I think if we put that there. Right, turn that off. I think we're actually go for put the gravel road into there, because this will, when we get around to building this, we will be building it as a gravel road. Now what we're going to need is a gravel store. No, don't want that. I think we'll go with small aggregate. Simply because if we're producing gravel up here, we are going to be quite literally. I mean, we've got the possibility. I don't think we could get down that route there. So what we're looking at, and what's the storage capacity? I mean, any gravel we're going to be producing up here, we're going to be wanting to use straight away. So we don't need a big store. If I tilt that there, put that there, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just go put it there with a direct connection. We don't need anything elaborate, and that will cut down our building costs. And then I think we're going to come out this way and come here, because there's a possibility we may get a queue of trucks here, and I don't want them blocking this road here. So we've now got this built. We need to think about a bus stop now. My instinct is to have the bus stop here and then have a footpath down through to here, and that would also be a pickup point for the industries here as well. So if we come to here, I think I'm just gonna have a normal bus stop. That shouldn't be okay with this. We'll put the normal bus stop there, and what we can do is run a footpath up through to there, through there, through there. And of course, if we expand down this way, we'll have the workers around this bus stop here as well. Right, so we've now got that. Now the problem is going to be is getting the gravel down from here. Let me just look. We've got a flat area here. It should be really nice. I think I'm going to go for it, but we may never build this. But I think I want to plan it, if nothing else. We've got no flat area here, but we've got a flat area here. Again, if I get... We don't need to worry about the inputs. What we're only worried about is the... Well, we could, because we could put an unloading bay up here, couldn't we? Oh, that's a thought. So if I put that just in there, put you there, and then I put a loading bay. I want to emphasize that there's a good chance none of this will actually ever be built. We got that green. That's green. Okay, what we got to do now is get right off there to there. And then we're going to use my favorite mod to get some conveyors in. This one will be relatively straightforward. That will come down in one span. This one, again, we're going to need to come down. Right, there's a contour line just there, which is going to be quite easy to do. And then we need a second one. Oh, will that do it? Bit worried about that road. No, broke that road up. Annoying, annoying, annoying. Okay, let me just take out road connection. Take out the path connection. Where's the road connection? Road connection's that way. Okay. What we need is get the conveyor. Down to there. Broken the road here, which is not good. And then we'll run a road through under there, there, and then we can run a road to there when we need it. And get back to conveyors. Just accept that. So technically we've now got the ability to get the gravel down from here. We can also possibly expand this along this front here. And the one thing we are going to need up here is a gas station. So we're going to have to try and put in a small gas station up here as well. Because if we got trucks operating here, we don't want them coming all the way down here for other purposes. So we can... Gas station, where is it? My instinct is to build another one of these small farming gas stations just there. Yeah, I think we'll drop one of those in. Of course, we're going to need power supplies, but I'm going to do power. Power will be the subject of a separate video. I think we're getting to a point now where we actually may need an actual proper power station rather than windmills. Actually, okay, we're just going to look at that. We've got the option. What we may have to do is power up the city with windmills, and then to do this we actually have to build a proper power station. So that would be the theory. Well, these guys are certainly laying the road down. I'm very tempted to get another excavator to try and jazz this along, but then again, this is a long-term project. We're only on June, and the only thing I want these guys to do is actually just build in this area here. Maybe we'll get a second excavator out here. See what we got. We're only on June 28th at the moment. Excavator. I think it's going to be worth getting another one of these airy steam shovels. Oops. And you can... Where are you? And I think because we do really need to build this road network in, which is going to be a lot of work. So we've got a gas station up here. We're going to put this in here. We've got this area built in this area. Right, I'm aware that I'm running out of time, both with respect to making the video, also with respect to my throat. So I think what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a little bit of a review of the... Well, we've got these asphalt roads. We're going to need to think about how we're going to build these because we've got no rollers. Actually, let me just check. No, we've got a road crane. Not a steam crane, but we've got... I don't think I need anything like that just yet. A steam crane would be quite useful when we get to constructing buildings. We got this down here that needs to be built. We've now got this distance here, which is helping. But these guys are just so slow. Let me just speed up a bit. Obviously, these dumpers are going to be worth their weight in gold, actually, I think. We've got a little bit of road there. I think I'd like them to deliver. What we're going to do is I'm going to delete this road. Can I gravel through here now? I think we're going to get that built. I just don't like the idea of these guys sat around doing nothing. So if they can just keep delivering the gravel in, because we know we're going to build this road. We do need to build this road down off of here. I also would like to have this road fully gravelled eventually as well. This doesn't necessarily need to be gravelled. This guy is quite happily trundling along doing his own thing. But I do want to get momentum here, because until we've got this road built, and actually I think what I am going to do is we've got the positioning done here now, and we've got this is really messy. So what I'm going to, so I think just to wind up the video, I'm just going to get rid of you, take out you, take out you, take out you, you, in fact, you, take out you as well. Get rid of everything here. A little bit of right, so we've tidied up this here. Also want to take out you, and you. Actually, we'll take you out as well. Here, and take this out. Oops, deleted a bit of this road, but it's okay. I think I'll put what's there. Road is in the way, so we're going to need to trim you back to there. Take you back to here. Get rid of that bit of footpath there. Get you there. That's all one road, is it? We just accept that. That's one road there. And take you. Take out that. Take out this bit of road there. And put you there. I was going to put a bus stop here, but I don't think I will. And what that will mean is that we can build these roads in one contiguous job. And then once we've got this road built, we can put the footpath through here, and then we can subsection, because I'm not worried about having the short lengths of mud footpaths, but what I do want is these big footpaths. And building footpaths in realistic mode is a real pain in the neck, especially if they're very short, simply because they just don't, the construction crews sometimes won't build them. Sometimes you've actually got to populate the local buildings for them to build the footpaths, but you still need the vehicles to deliver the gravel. In fact, what I might do is, because in the amount of footpaths I'm putting down, I might actually create a footpath specific construction office. In fact, I'll probably combine it with doing these factory connections, but I need to think a little bit about that. So what that means is that what we should be, we got this section here, and we can build that section into there, and put you out to there, and I think we can come out to there, get that section built. So that kind of queues up all the jobs for these guys. What is this? This is a bus connection. That one's going to be a pain to do. So is this one. How do you? Oh, ha! He's actually whizzing out this way. Got to make sure that this guy doesn't pick up any of these connections. So I want you going that way. Right. In fact, I think I'm gonna encourage you to do that. Okay, we're just going to take out that, and build you through to there. That, and we can do that one round to there, and that one can stay. Take out that one, and that one. You can go to there. You can go to there. Take off that one. Not sure if the road will... Okay, we're going to get stuck with that whether we like it or not. Unless I can redo this road. Sometimes the game will let you if you do it as a single job. Okay, what's... Had this before. There's something just here that's... Nothing's the... Gotta make sure I build the right roads as well, that they're only gravel. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the game just won't let you make that connection. I don't like that at all. It's a bit horrible. I think if we can come there, that's a bit better. And we'll just accept that. Not worried about that road. We can live with that bit there. We can use, we can be quite happy with that. Got that, done that bit there. That will be good enough. Leave that bit of mud road there. I think that's all the roads that we need to build here, or gravel to begin with. Okay, we've got a new vehicle type available. That's going to be, this is going to be a little bit more efficient and faster. It's either, what is it? Got a 10,008 crane. So it's probably a road crane. Yep. Speed level 10, 15 kilometers an hour. So it's newer, but it's not that much better. Get here. I see it's chipped out a little bit out the corner of that field. Oh well, it's okay. Anyway, my voice is definitely starting to give way a little bit now. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.